Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 2nd, 2017. Strong hand, people. Buy and hold. Bitcoin is the world reserve cryptocurrency. All right. I want to quickly thank Delay Decentralized. At the end of yesterday's This Week in Bitcoin, he sent a $50 super chat. Dude, that's awesome. He didn't even ask a question. If you want to ask a question, that's how you get my attention, sending a super chat in the live chat during the live show. We'll get into that a little bit later. Hey, remember, delayed gratification, people. That's part of long-term thinking. So keep that in mind. So Bitcoin excuses. I mean, first of all, and fake forks. Sometimes the mainstream media or semi-mainstream media will publish an article. And recently they published an article about all the forks of Bitcoin, and they just blindly list Bitcoin silver, Bitcoin uranium, and then everyone starts to repeat it. And those are jokes. Those aren't even real forks. And again, I link, my links aren't updated if you're watching this live, but I link to it almost every time. The site that shows all the real forks that are out there. It doesn't take that much research. It doesn't take that much research just to see that, yeah, Bitcoin Uranium had a Reddit thread. That's it. It died. It also had a Twitter account that like 2 people followed. That doesn't make it a real fork. It doesn't make it a real crypto dividend. People, stop repeating this nonsense. And first of all, if you want real crypto dividend information, come here. That's where you get the up-to-date information on that type of thing. Ken Bozak, thank you for the $4.20. He says to pound that like button. Yeah, I agree with Ken on that. He had a little subliminal message in that also. I don't agree with the subliminal message, but thank you for the $4.20. So anyway, and so if people are going to talk about crypto dividends and mention all these forks that don't exist and then say, oh, there are too many forks, then you don't even have an argument, because you're saying there are too many forks when there aren't that many of them. First of all, the only successful ones we've had are Bcash and BGold. And now we're on the verge of maybe this B Diamond, Super Bitcoin, which is coming in a couple weeks. That looks really legit. A few people are like, well, who's behind it? Like, one of the wealthiest Bitcoin holders on earth is behind Super Bitcoin. So, I mean, it sounds hilarious, okay? But it's no laughing matter if it works out real well and a bunch of people in Asia that are part of the 80% buy it up because they like that their Asian billionaire is behind it, and then we get it for free. It's no laughing matter. If you have 100 Bitcoin, let's say you were smart and you listened to me and you ended up with 100 Bitcoin because you've been watching my show since 2014, and then you get 10, you get the equivalent of 10 free Bitcoin from this Super Bitcoin, let's say, or 5. That's a lot of money, dudes. So it's no joke. It's no joke. We want to take these things very seriously. So if you've got these people saying, oh, Bitcoin uranium, you have so many, it doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist. So stop repeating fake news. Stop repeating fake news, people. It really does not help. And unfortunately, we have some legitimate guys out there who are just repeating this. They read it in a semi-mainstream media article, and then they just repeat it. And it's a snowball effect that everyone thinks there's something called B silver, and everybody thinks there's something called B uranium. There's not. There is B silver is some Ethereum token. It's completely ridiculous. It's not a crypto dividend of Bitcoin. Okay, end of story for that. What else do we have here? Yeah, so do not underestimate that guy behind Super Bitcoin. That's no joke, dudes. That's no joke. It's got a funny name, but that's no joke. So And again, by the way, check out yesterday's This Week in Bitcoin. Andy Hoffman was on. We had also Gabriel from Venezuela was on, and Federico, who visited North Korea, was on. And Andy's got an article about last night's show on cryptogoldcentral.com. I linked to it below. Check it out. Take action. Take action. You can't be an expert in Bitcoin if you don't own Bitcoin, okay? If you've been talking a big game all this time, what's your excuse for not having Bitcoin? And why should people even listen to a word you have to say? It's like, again, it's like a business professor in business school who has never run a business. And there are plenty of those guys out there. At highly ranked business schools, there's guys who have never owned a business. Why should I listen to those guys to teach me about business if they've never run a business? So you guys got to be serious here. There are a lot of people all over the internet, all over Twitter, all over wherever, the real world, all sorts of people trying to be gurus now. Do they actually own Bitcoin? Do they walk the walk besides talking the talk? Okay. Should there be a minimum like threshold to be a legitimate Bitcoin person out there? I mean, if you want advice from someone, I mean, they probably should own like 50 Bitcoin at least. I mean, that means they've been in the game for a long time. If they own 50 Bitcoin, that means it was not that long. It wasn't that hard to get 50 Bitcoin in the end of 2015. I mean, if you're a respectable person who knows how to save and plan for the future, I mean, you just have to. There's so many. I mean, the 80% are going to fall for anything. The 80%ers are going to fall for anything. What can I say? You're going to listen to the guy who's got 0.1 Bitcoin, and you think he's the biggest expert in the world, but he's telling you to buy some fifth-tier cryptocurrency also. He's telling you to buy Neo or something, or Bitconnect or whatever. I mean, you guys fall for anything. But I'm talking the people. You got to think. If you're part of the 20%, you can be tricked. You can be tricked. If you're a smart person, you can be tricked. So again, take things slow here. Take things slow. Don't believe everything you read out there. Because again, we just talked about an example where people are saying there's something called Bitcoin uranium and there isn't. And when it was first brought up, sure, bring it up. But now it's obvious. It's a 2-month-old joke now. So CoinDesk has an article out today. And I don't usually reference CoinDesk articles. They're mostly, semi-mainstream, covering ICOs and all this ridiculous stuff. But it's by a woman, and she gives every excuse in the book why she bought Bitcoin when it was really cheap, like 100 or 200. I forgot the whole story now. But she got rid of it. She couldn't hold on to it. She had no long-term plan. She used some to buy some Ethereum that she also could not hold on to. I mean, it's a typical, it's a virtue, and then she gets a tattoo. So she has a tattoo that says Bitcoin. She wasted her money on a tattoo that says Bitcoin that she gets to look at every single day to remind her how foolish she was. But she probably doesn't realize how foolish. So she was virtue signaling to the world how great Bitcoin was and how she's into Bitcoin. But she couldn't act on it. She couldn't act on it. She couldn't plan. You guys have to plan. You guys have to act. Okay, so she actually did buy it, but then she sold it. So what was the point of even buying it if she sold it? I mean, she gives all these excuses. She probably had to get herself some clothes or a car or whatever, a tattoo she had to get herself. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to link to that CoinDesk article by this lady. No, it's not Laura Shin, but whatever. It's the same type of thing. Laura Shin buys IC. I mean, she talks about getting ICOs. The plan is simple, people. You buy and hold Bitcoin, and then you get your crypto dividends. It's that easy. You don't get tattoos. You don't get ICOs. You don't listen to people like Laura Shin or this woman, for God's sakes. And to be honest, most women are not good with money whatsoever. I mean, we all know that. I mean, most men are better. I mean, on average, look at the space. It's 95% men. There's a reason for that. Sure, there are going to be exceptions. The exceptions prove the rule here. But if you're going to take advice from a female that's telling you she got a Bitcoin tattoo, dude, I mean, what can I say? What can I say? You're probably going to end up divorced 2 to 3 times with no money at all. I mean, you're going to fall for every trick in the book. And they got to do what they got to do. I mean, they got to get themselves a man to support themselves. So, you know, whatever, you're the sucker that's going to fall for it out there. If you're one who's prone to listen to some of this stuff just because it's on CoinDesk. CoinDesk gives this lady a platform to say this ridiculous stuff. You know, it's an article about what is Bitcoin rich. Dude, Bitcoin rich is when you have a lot of Bitcoin. It's not when you have a tattoo that says Bitcoin on you and you feel bad now. You feel bad because you felt beforehand that you had to buy Ethereum or an ICO or whatever. Tell the world that I bought Bitcoin when it was early, but I don't own it anymore. Oh well. So yeah, there's opportunity cost here, people. There's when you're spending your time virtue signaling, you're losing the opportunity of actually buying and acting and doing. So just don't come up with excuses in life why you didn't buy Bitcoin. I've heard a million of them, whether it be from, you know, ladies or from the guys. Okay, more from the guys actually. There are not that many ladies that actually, you know, are into it. As we all know, that's just not the way it works. It's great to be able to work for myself, isn't it? That I can say all this stuff. Isn't it awesome? That's why you guys got to get into this situation. Pound that like button. But you think the same way I do. You guys, you do. You know the truth. Well, the smart one is the ones in the 20%. You know the truth, how this works. You know how this works. And read this girl's article. Read this girl's article. It's so typical and it's pathetic. It really is. But again, it's worse. The guys have the same mentality. Well, I couldn't buy it because I was scared then, and now I regret it. Dude, you're going to regret it that you didn't buy it at 100. You're going to regret you didn't buy it at 1,000, or regret that you didn't buy it at 5,000. Meanwhile, Adam Meister's been telling you to do it for years and years, and I've been doing it. And now, you guys know the story. And now, guess what? What was that group that Ric Flair was a part of? What was his wrestling stable called? What was his wrestling stable called? Does anybody remember the stable that Ric Flair and Arn Anderson were a part of? Does anybody remember what that was? I don't know. What was that called? Did anybody, you guys know wrestling? Anybody in the chat know the name of Arn Anderson and Ric Flair? Lex Luger was in it at one point too. I mean, what was the name of that group? I can't remember. Anyway, okay. So it's great. I like the name of that group, man. All right. So yeah. So I don't know. Should all crypto content makers that are legitimate have at least 50 Bitcoin? I don't know. You decide for yourself. I'm going to be at the Bitcoin Center in Seoul, South Korea. I'm going to link to it below. BitcoinCenterKorea.org. BitcoinCenterKorea.org. 1 p.m. on Monday in Seoul. I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be talking to everyone. There's going to be a little bit of a meetup. I think I'll be there from 1 to 3, or maybe even I'll be there before 1. But officially, it starts at 1 o'clock if all goes well. I'm in Busan, South Korea right now, and yeah, it's going to be it'll be a blast. Here is a tweet. Oh yeah, the Tether. Bloomberg is going to come up with some Tether story on Monday. All right, you've probably heard about it. I'll link to that below. The point of me even mentioning this is that it's going to be a way to FUD on Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin FUD story. You know, ignore the Tether part. They're going to find a way to rip on Bitcoin. So what do we say on this channel? What do we say on this channel when things like that happen? You got to have a strong hand. You got to have a strong hand. That's just prepare to have a strong hand on Monday when that story comes out, or just come to the Bitcoin Center in Korea, in Seoul, if you happen to be around, and we could talk, and I can tell you about having a strong hand. Again, check out the link section below. You get T-shirts, Trezors, my affiliate links. All right. God, I know I'm skipping something here. We'll do tomorrow then. Ari Paul, who was on my show at least once. I think it was just once, maybe twice. He has a great tweet out there about Bitconnect. I get asked about Bitconnect a surprising amount. I'm wary of using negative superlatives generally, but Bitconnect is a literal Ponzi scheme. Literally, no debate. That's how they claim to work. Investors paid with new capital. any profit comes from a future sucker. Anyway, so that's from Ari Paul, who is a smart guy who's part of the 20%. Feel free to debate him over there on Twitter if you want to. And then the funniest thing, one of the first replies under that was, and I'll link to that too. I haven't, again, if you're watching the slides, I got to add the links. I was in a rush before this. It's 2 in the morning here. My sleep pattern. Okay. This guy says, are you saying all other bunch of lending platforms like Hextra, Regal, Western are all Ponzi? Bitconnect pays lowest income among all other lending. So that's the reply you get from an 80%er immediately. They don't want this to be true. They want to do something with their Bitcoin. This is how you lose all your Bitcoin. This is how you end up with that, like that girl with the tattoo who's crying that she's really Bitcoin rich. You know, there's many different ways to be Bitcoin rich, you know. No, there's not. You have Bitcoin. You hold Bitcoin. That's how you get to be big. You have a lot of Bitcoin, you're Bitcoin rich. Not like this guy who goes out to try to do something, who tries to say, well, if Bitconnect isn't a Ponzi, then Regal must be a Ponzi, or Western, Regal, whatever these things are. Jokes, people. If you're involved with this, you're in the 80%. I feel bad for you. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to you. If you fall for this over and over again, watch the show. Maybe you'll learn not to fall for this. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. I mean, I guess some people just can't. They have no listening comprehension. They have no reading comprehension. They're just destined to be the fuel that fuels our wealth. That's the beauty of cryptocurrency. The 20%, we rise to the top and we become wealthy naturally. If we are patient, if we don't jump into things, if we don't spread FUD, if we don't believe everything that, you know, you got to take your time. You can't believe fake news. And just be patient. Don't give your private key out. Wait till the crypto dividend is proven to be totally legitimate. Just don't start talking about it when it's just a complete joke on Reddit. Oh, God. So also, Gabriel mentioned Bcash yesterday on the show. And I noticed right before I got on air that some people started quoting Gabriel from the video. So I don't know if that's going to start spreading over Twitter. There were a lot of people all of a sudden talking about it. Like right before I went on the air. I don't know what to say. I mean, everyone can say what they want to say. And I'm actually going to address that in a second. Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin uranium, BTC uranium, B uranium, whatever you want to call it, is not real. I already talked about that. Okay, there's no need for me to bring that up again. And I'm saying another thing I have written down here. I'm getting a lot of emails from people asking me questions that I cover in these videos. I know these videos can go long. I wish these videos did not go long, okay? They've been going along lately. There's been a lot to say lately. In the old days, if you're a long-time viewer, they all used to be under 10 minutes. Then they were 15 minutes. And then just so many things happen. But here's the deal, people. I cannot answer your questions when you email me them, and they've already been answered in these videos. So here's your options. You can take the time to watch the videos and just learn, because there is useful information here. Trust me, okay? People have done very well from watching these videos. Or you can email me a question, but if I've already answered it in my video, I'm not going to answer it unless you send me some cryptocurrency with it, okay? So you're going to pay to ask me a question that's already been answered in these videos, because I cannot waste time on this stuff. I cannot. And I just made this video longer by telling you all of that. So if you guys don't understand that concept, I don't know what to say. If you're not getting a reply from me, then I'm just ignoring your email because you didn't pay me. And that means it's already, the answer is in these videos. So go watch the videos. Make sure. And again, if you're in the chat right now, just messing around, hey, that's cool. But if you're in the chat and you think you're listening, but you're messing around, you're not really listening. You're not really, I don't know why you're really there. But whatever, you can do what you want to do. If you're going to watch it later, then fine. You're wasting, I mean, right. You waste time in the chat now when you could be paying attention right now. But hey, I mean, maybe it's fun to talk in the chat. I mean, I see some familiar faces. Again, I can't, if you do the super chat, I'll answer your question. You know, Ken Bozak was in there before. He's having a fun time. I don't know if he's in there now still. All right. What else do we have here? You know what? And another funny thing. Yeah, I never even checked the way I look during these videos. Look, now I am. Look at that. My big brain is eclipsing the sun there, right? It's blocking out the light. It's, you know, I got a big head, got a big brain. It's paid off nicely. So, dude, you gotta make fun of yourself. You gotta make fun of you. Look how skinny this dude is. That. Why is he always wearing those Bitcoin shirts? Does he says he's Bitcoin rich, but he only wears T-shirts? What's up? He should be driving a Mercedes. No, that's not how you become rich. You don't blow all your money on stupid things. You long term, baby. My family is going to be taken care of very nicely. So, hey. And if you have bad relations with your family, then take care of yourself, I guess. But I mean, I'm traveling around, man. I don't know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in Baltimore next week, but after that, I have had no time to plan the next trip. It's crazy. It's about experience, gain experiences, people, buy and hold, long-term thinking. All right. And again, you can't say that crypto dividends are ruining Bitcoin if you don't even know what the crypto dividends are. But they're not. They're making Bitcoin that much better. You're just not a holder. You probably don't have any Bitcoin. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, yeah, there's a new article from Bitcoinist about Bcash, using the Bcash term to get rid of the confusion, because people are confused when you use that other term. And, there's been a lot of B-Gold tweets on my feed lately. And it seems like this community. Now, by the way, B-Gold and Bcash have been getting crushed because Bitcoin has just been going crazy, which is great for us Bitcoin holders. But some of us Bitcoin holders have a lot of B-Gold also, because we had a lot of Bitcoin. And we'd like to see B-Gold do well, too, in terms of Bitcoin. But it isn't right now. But what is, because Bitcoin's just going up too fast. In dollar terms, but remember, we value our wealth in Bitcoin. You value your wealth. Don't value it in dollars, people. But anyway, the B-Gold community, all these people are talking about mining it. It seems like, this grassroots mining around B-Gold is very interesting, because you don't have that around Bitcoin. You've got the massive miners. But here you've got these little guys. It's very interesting what they've done here. And maybe I don't know. I don't know what that means for the future. But the GPU mining, it is interesting. And it seems like they have a community around this. And you can check it out on Twitter. They want to make money off of, mining it and then selling it. But hey, it's a community. They're talking about different things. I find it very interesting. On Twitter, I blasted through 6,000 followers. So thank you very much, people who follow me on there. Let's keep it up. Let's try to get the amount of followers I have on Bitcoin to be the price of Bitcoin. So let's get it up to 11,000. Let's not have Bitcoin fall to 6,000. But again, if it did, you just got to have a strong hand. Think 2020 halving. You'll be fine anyway. So if it falls to 6,000, we'll be fine. But again, let's try to get my followers up to 10,000. So if you're, or 11,000. So if you're on Twitter, I'm TechBalt, again, TechBalt. That originated as, Technology Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland originally. And I saw an Orioles hat on the street today. It might partially be because of there was a Korean guy, Kim, was on the Orioles until we traded him to the Phillies because he can't hit left-handers. Or that's at least what Buck Showalter thinks, he can't hit left-handers. He can't hit left-handers. Anyway, so, God, they are into fashion here. It was so crowded out on the streets of Busan today shopping. It's a Saturday. They've got their Christmas trees up, and that's nice. I like the pretty lights and everything. I'm not Christian, no, I'm Jewish, but it is nice to see all their lights and the white trees and whatever. That's their religion. That's the religion of the United States, basically, is Christianity. When I grew up, I thought everyone was Christian. I thought, okay, we're the Jews. There are not many of us. I knew that. I didn't know how few there were, but I was like, and then this country they're Christians. And then I met people. I didn't realize you didn't have to have a religion. That's how little kids are, But it took me till like the the 6th or 7th grade, maybe, to understand, like, not everyone's like a Christian. Some of them just are nothing. I don't know. Little side note there, little perspective on growing up in Northwest Baltimore County there as a Jewish guy. All right. Worrisome these days. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to be again, I said I was going to be in the Bitcoin Center in Seoul, but they tweet out this they're going to have an ICO thing there, teach about ICOs. So I got to preach the buy and hold of these people. That it gets me a little worried. If you're a South Korean, you're going to be up there in Seoul, you're going to meet me. I'm going to tell you guys about the buy and hold, not this ICO thing. Don't get caught up in this stuff, but I'll share that tweet when I update the link section below. Sorry, it's not updated for you live watchers, but a lot of you guys live watching are just messing around in the chat. Anyway, here's a tweet from Pro Segwit. If I have fiat money in my pocket, I'm going to pay with fiat money first because this money is losing permanent in value. All right. The value of Bitcoin on the other side is growing. That's why I use the real decentralized safe Bitcoin as a store of value. Very good. Very good. I like that. Oh, how could I forget this? There is a fake B Diamond account out there. It's called Bitcoin Diamond. It actually has a 0 in there. And they are tweeting, and I'm going to share this tweet. They're sending out a wallet that's supposedly a B Diamond wallet. It's not. It's just there to steal your Bitcoins. So avoid that at all cost. Be very careful. I was talking about that before. Pound that like button, subscribe to this channel, and yeah, check out the link section below. And remember, I'm on the World Crypto Network podcast site that's linked to below. God, I gotta set up my international show on their channel soon with Vortex. And now it's almost Sunday here. I gotta call Vortex soon. All right. Oh, Ethereum VEGA. Remember that was supposed to be a friendly fork of Ethereum, or a crypto-dividend of Ethereum. Maybe not that friendly. They had everything set up. They said they were mining it. I was updating you. Well, bam. Now they got a tweet out there. It's dead. They're killing it. That's it. No exchange ever. So whatever, you never got your Ethereum VEGA. You never tried to. You never lost anything. On a note, this relates to what we've been talking about. I discovered a Twitter account called Litecoin Classic. And it's clearly, I'm pretty sure it's someone who's angry that Litecoin did SegWit. It might just be a Bitcoin SegWit hater because they want to form a Litecoin that doesn't have SegWit. And I'm ignoring it for now. I'll link to it so you can just see it. I'm not saying, there's a Litecoin fork. But what I am saying is that even with this game this person's playing, one day someone is going to legitimately do a Litecoin crypto-dividend. I mean, it's just a matter of time. I mean, I encourage this person to do it. Go ahead. Form a Litecoin that doesn't have SegWit. Go ahead, Litecoin Classic. I challenge you. So yeah, you can look it up. Litecoin Classic. I will link to it below. But it's obviously a joke at this point. Okay, so here's a question for me. How many people who buy Bitcoin at Coinbase buy it so they can spend it? I mean, like they go to Coinbase and like, I got to buy me some Bitcoin because I got to buy me some coffee. I mean, that's a serious question. How many people all over this planet are now buying Bitcoin so they can spend it on consumer goods? They're like, man, I've heard all about this Bitcoin. It's like worth $10,000, $11,000. I want to get some so I can buy coffee. I mean, so in the present, really, how many people are interested in Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin because of that? How about Bcash? Seriously, how many people around the world right now are trying to buy Bcash because they're like, I want to get this Bcash because I want to buy coffee with it? Or is it because they're speculating on Bcash? Because they think, well, maybe one, or they're like, well, Vinny Lingham said I should have half Bcash. There you go, Vinny, man. You did say, you were saying, you should sell what you should have both. Maybe that's why some people want Bcash, because they want to even out their, remember, don't buy this stuff. I'm not saying that, but I'm giving some questions out there because I'm going to make a point here. So, again, Gabriel in Venezuela said, people are, and he's in a situation where the fiat is worth nothing, basically. So they've got to give up something to buy something. So people are not using Bitcoin there because the fees. He says the fees are high. I guess that people have nothing there. So if you're paying a $5 fee, that's quite a bit if you're in Venezuela, I guess, or $2 fee or whatever it is. I mean, it's lower sometimes. We're not going to get into. Let's say Bitcoin fees are high, even though they're not a lot of the times. So he's saying people are starting to use Litecoin. They're interested in Bcash, Ethereum. So here's the thing. How many cryptocurrencies out there are competing with Bitcoin right now as the world reserve cryptocurrency, store of value, golden hold cryptocurrency? Right now, none. Bitcoin is the one for store of value. That's why people are going to Coinbase to buy it. That's why people are buying it all over the world. They're golden holding it. Or, I mean, they might be speculating a little bit too, but I mean, no doubt about it, people aren't thinking about Bitcoin in that light yet. There are people who think that Bcash, Litecoin, Ethereum, whatever, Dash, that there's going to be a market for this, to buy coffee with cryptocurrencies. But we're not there yet. We're clearly not there yet in the Western world. Again, there's some situations, extreme situations in Venezuela. So this is my question for you. And of course, Bitcoin with Lightning Network, with SegWit, is also going to compete in the coffee market one day, once we have a coffee market, because it's not there yet. We're not there yet, but we'll get there eventually, I guess. Maybe we won't get there eventually. We're still going to. So here's the thing. Which cryptocurrency is the most valuable cryptocurrency then? So we have the area of golden hold, store of value, world reserve cryptocurrency. Bitcoin dominates. It monopolizes that area. And then we have, consumerism, spending. We have the savers. Then we have the spending forms of cryptocurrency. And there's many competitors there. Bcash, again, Litecoin, Dash, and Bitcoin, SegWit / Lightning Network, whatever innovations are going to come out on it. So obviously, there's one market that's going, if it happens, it's going to be a competitive market. It's good. The coffee market is going to be competitive for all you spenders out there. But on the other side, the world reserve cryptocurrency market, there's no contest right now. There's no contest. I don't see how there ever could be a contest. It's golden hold, baby. So who's going to be the most? Which coin's going to be the most valuable? Obviously, Bitcoin. It dominates one aspect already. It's going to be a huge competitor on the other side of things, in the spending side of things. So there you go. For all you people who think, well, Bcash is going to be the biggest thing in the world. Well, yeah, maybe Bcash will be the cryptocurrency for spenders, for hyper consumerism. Okay. But maybe it won't, because there's a lot. It's got some legitimate competitors out there. Bitcoin has no legitimate competitors in the golden hold side of things. So that's a way to think about it, people. I wanted to conclude on that. And again, where did they form the crypto dividends from? Where are they forming the crypto dividends from? It's from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the rock. Bitcoin is the root coin. I mean, you can't deny reality. People aren't going to Coinbase to buy Bitcoin to spend it. That's not the way the world works right now. Okay, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Do check out the notes section below. I'll say hello in the chat real quick.